Hey, so you all may know I've been trucking quite a bit, and our friends over at MOZA kind of noticed that as well. So today when I went out and checked the packages on the porch, today we found this little guy hanging out there. This is the MOZA Farming Control System, and they sent it over to me to check out and reveal to you guys. So apparently they wanted me to play a little bit different game than just American or ATS, American Truck Simulator, or Euro Truck Sim 2. So it looks like we'll be doing a little bit of farming. I think this might work with SnowRunner as well. I'll have to plug it in and see. But we're going to crack it open here and take a look at it together. As you can see there, the thing's got, I don't know, 40 buttons on it or something. Box here says 46 programmable buttons. There's a few knobs on there as well, and switches, things like that. So I assume those probably count for a handful of buttons each. But looks like it works with the trucking wheel. I would assume probably any wheel in any base that they have. Same for the pedals. They just happen to show the trucking wheel and the pedals here, but I do believe it's just part of their ecosystem. So yeah, let's get this thing open and take a look at it. All neatly packaged. I'm gonna have to put this down so we can take it out. Whew. This is really snug. All right. So, okay, so we have, looks like a joystick. Go ahead and throw that in there. Looks like they've got 6 buttons and a roller here. We've got the instructions and screws. And then we've got a wire, and this takes the same power wire, it looks like, as the bases do. So a nice little USB power cable. And what else have we got in here? We have got the unit itself. Nice and clicky switches. Kind of what she looks like. There's your power and transmitter. And then to give you guys an idea what the whole pattern looks like, I do believe this should hook up to your shifter mount, you know, so you could replace your shifter with this if you'd like. And then one last thing in here. Another little joystick, 4 buttons there, a little yoke, and then 2 buttons right there. Let's go ahead and see if I can't assemble this thing quickly. Make sure I've got things lined up correctly. Don't want to cross thread anything here. There's that. And this is kind of like your old flight sticks. It twists and everything else. So I assume that would be helpful for turning like a crane or articulated bucket, something like that. And then this little guy, I do believe, let me make sure the connectors, yeah, connectors are all lined up. So it does go like this. And then there's a few holes here to put screws in. Although she's pretty snug on there even without them. But yeah, take a look at one last look here, guys. I'm gonna take a few moments, put those screws in, and then maybe put this on my MOZA setup, hop into Farm Sim, and see what all we can do with this thing. So give me a couple of seconds here, and I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, and there we have it. Don't mind the mess. Just got this farming simulator control panel set up on my Next Level Racing 2 stand, along with the MOZA racing wheel, the R9. I even subbed my stocks on there from American Truck Simulator. And then here's the farm control box. And just real quick, I did move it over. I've only got one bolt in there on this little winch. This is just a spare here. Because of the gap here on the Next Level stand, I'm only able to put one bolt in. However, it's stable. It's a super light box. It's not going anywhere. Right, you beat this thing around all you want. So yeah, that is in there, and you can see right there's the two screws holding it in. Again, it's very stable, not going anywhere. So that's it, guys, and the next thing will be hopping in the game, and I will see you over there. All right, now that we're finally in game here, I went through and set up all the settings and all of that stuff. Let me jump into settings here. This will take a little bit of configuration. What I did, I've mapped it for a few different things here. So look up and down and all that for my character. I've mapped to the analog stick that was on the top of the throttle, or not throttle, the joystick looking thing. That's just for when I'm in my person mode. I have accelerating and braking and stuff on the throttle. In the case of a tractor, I found that it could be helpful to have it there, just so I could go forward back in the tractor without messing around with the accelerator too much. Down here, looking at the vehicle, I have some basic vehicle controls mapped at the moment. Nothing too crazy. I focus on the front loader, so I've got that mapped. And what I did is I pretty much followed the controls on the gamepad and just mirrored them to something that I would remember on the joystick. And then I did the same thing here with the crane. So we're going to start off with this. I'm going to lift some logs and all of that. Just start getting a feel for the farm sim control module. It will take a little bit of getting used to, at least for me. But it could make things a lot simpler. Not initially. You need to get all your buttons and everything configured. And this just came out, right? So they're still working on getting the pre-configured buttons and all that stuff done. But even so, if you're like me, you probably want to map all of it yourself, just so it's your config and you have everything just how you like it. So that's what I've done here. And as you guys all know, like anything custom, these things, you tweak them over time to get them just how you like it. That said, why don't we just give this a whirl and see what happens? I have a feeling we're probably going to make a mess here, and that's okay. So one of these buttons here, start the engine, make sure the truck's not running away on me. Go ahead and enter forward. All right, let me go ahead and stop her there. And we will try our luck with this. Again, just using the joystick here. Okay, so this should swing me left, or that's okay. My controls are backwards on that. All right, I'm back, guys. All right, let's give this a shot. I think I've got these controls somewhat done. Again, back on the joystick here. Let me change my view here. I'm gonna go ahead and open the arms. I'm gonna swing it a little bit there. It's kind of like playing one of those claw machine games. So I'm gonna lower her down, spin it just a bit. Then we're gonna go ahead and clamp it shut. All right. Go ahead and raise it. Whoop. Swing it this way. And we want to raise this up some more. We're gonna spin that. Change our camera. And go ahead and release and back off to get some more. Alright, I could definitely see this becoming second nature when you get used to the controls. So you don't have to release the joystick or anything like that when you're changing controls. You just have to keep doing your motion and just change the button that you're holding down. So each one of the buttons on top of the joystick act as a shift key pretty much, which allows you to quickly toggle from one action to the next, or switch rather. It's just, right now for me, it's a little bit of mind games, just to remember which one goes where. I'll go ahead and release that. Cool. Here I have one of my controls reversed. That's okay. We're gonna inch the truck forward with the throttle just a bit here. There we go. Back it off. Cool. Swing this over. Go ahead and extend that arm a bit. And then down we go. Go ahead and grab that guy. Oh, I think we got 3 here. I always tell when the truck starts doing some weird stuff. A little bit heavy. Release him there. Clamp down on that one. Now I do also have my fasteners here, if I can remember which buttons they were. There we go. So I can fasten my load as well on one of the, I've mapped onto one of these mini buttons on this thing. Again, it's I'm quite enjoying it. It takes a little bit to get it set up, but once you do, it's nice to have an actual joystick to do this kind of work with, especially logging. This is one I can do this very quickly on the controller, but this is one that definitely feels more natural to have a joystick, especially considering, you know, my guy is whoops, I bumped my cord. That's all right. My guy is sitting right there holding the joystick, right? So this definitely feels more natural. Yeah. Try our luck here. I don't know if I'll be able to get all 3 of these. I got 2. Go ahead and boom in. And then rock the boom to the side. To the side. There we go. Spin her a little bit. And then bring her down. And spin her a little bit more. And release. Back up we go. I'm just going to head over there and get the last one. Boom out and down. All right. Release those. I'm just going to go ahead and fold my tool. Whoop, nope. Okay, now I'll fold my tool and restrap the gear. And then we can be off to the races as soon as it folds up here. Let's see where we have to go. Go to the main road and bank a left. Take it all the way into town. There we have it. A successful log delivery. First one with the MOZA Farm Sim Control Module. I'd like to go ahead and thank the team over there at MOZA for sending me over this Farm Sim Control Module. And I do hope this unboxing video, setup video as far as the next level Racing 2.0 stand goes, was helpful to everybody. And gives a little bit of insight on how you can set it up without drilling holes or anything like that. I am down to the 1 screw, but again, it's more than stable. And also just the little demonstration there of using this in Farm Sim 25. I do highly recommend setting it up, taking the time, setting it up for each vehicle, especially vehicles that you favor. Just so it's to your own liking. MOZA does have what's the word I'm looking for, presets for the Farm Sim Control Module, so you can simply plug and play. It is supported. It's going to take you a little while to get used to the controls for sure, so I do recommend mapping it to your liking. That said, you know, the feel and quality of it are top notch, as always, as I come to expect from MOZA. Everything is very tactile on the buttons. It has a good feedback on how they feel and react. All the toggles and everything are very mechanical feeling. Again, great piece of kit. If you're into Farm Sim, if you're into you know, things like SnowRunner or anything with heavy machinery, I would highly recommend this piece of kit. Just be patient with it. Go in, set up the controls to your liking, and I do believe you will have a blast. So hopefully this has been helpful, guys. If you have any questions, comments, etc., please leave them down below. I will read them and try to get to each and every one of them if I can. And if I don't know the answer to your question, I'll email the team over at MOZA and see if I can't get it answered for you. That said, their support is always open, especially for, you know, potential new customers. Don't hesitate to reach out and ask any questions you may have. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Keep on trucking, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.